In this episode of CMSD News, the solar eclipse illuminated CMSD schools. See how students and staff celebrated the historic event safely. CMSD's youngest and cutest scholars went back to school. Hear what parents and teachers say about their first day of pre-K. Plus, Cleveland's 8th graders need you. Learn about the district's mentoring program and how you can volunteer. And finally, out with the old and in with the new for Senate League athletics. Check out the new turf fields the Cleveland Browns donated to CMSD and get to know the district's first ever girls rugby team that can't wait to tackle the new turf. Hello everyone, I'm Shannon Cantner and you're watching CMSD TV, bringing you the latest news out of the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. While the solar eclipse cast a shadow across the U.S., it brightened up classrooms all across the district. CMSD students learned about and witnessed the wonder of the partial solar eclipse over Cleveland. Some students wore special safety glasses and others used custom viewers they built in class. See how students at Case and MC² STEM celebrated this historic event safely.
It's really important for us to protect our eyes.
It's very exciting. The kids are very excited about it, and then they lose sight of safety.
So it was safety first for the students at Case. They didn't have the special viewing glasses, so she showed them how to make their own pinhole cameras.
It was easy for those kids to manipulate and create. I had a really good science teacher growing up. This is just kind of like a testimony to them, what I can do today because of what they taught. I want them to really think about how to explore and do things scientifically in the world and still instill that sense of safety.
Safety was also a priority for 9th graders at MC² STEM in the Great Lakes Science Center. Students built pinhole projectors in their engineering class to use during the partial eclipse.
To see the students that engaged and to be able to do a hands-on project that actually relates to a real world, a real life event, it's really a rich teaching moment because there's so much that can be learned from this.
We do a lot of experiments and stuff already, but then when something this, big of an event comes around, it's a big deal,
Right now, that shadow is traveling across the country.
Students learned about the eclipse through educational activities in every class until it was time for the whole school to view the eclipse as it neared totality at around 2:30 p.m. They met on the front lawn of the Great Lakes Science Center, which donated NASA viewing glasses to the school. As the city grew darker around them, I saw their faces light up.
It's slowly moving.
I actually seen the solar eclipse today and I was pretty amazed.
Hang on to those special glasses and pinhole viewers because Cleveland will see a total solar eclipse in 2024. This was the first coast-to-coast solar eclipse in 99 years. Unfortunately, there are no special glasses for parents to wear as they watch their little ones start school. The first day of pre-K can be both heartwarming and a little heart-wrenching for the students and their parents. But I saw a few helpful pep talks and plenty of smiles across the district when CMSD's youngest scholars went back to school on August 24th. Hear from parents about the emotional day and why they say preschool education is so crucial. Ernest Morris Jr. worked an overnight shift and then went straight to Nathan Hale to visit his son on his first day of pre-K.
I made it my business to come up here to make sure I talk to my boy. I had to give him that little pep talk and he's gonna be all right.
But the preschoolers' parents might be the ones who needed that pep talk.
First day of pre-K, this is my youngest son. They're like, we get emotional about it and everything like that. But I know that's what he needed in his life though and everything like that. But I want to stay all day.
But they said their goodbyes knowing he's in great hands. Both of his older brothers had Miss Maslowski for preschool too.
I love being back at school. This is the most exciting time of the year for me. I love setting up the room. I love meeting the new kids, seeing the excitement in their eyes, how they come in all energetic and want to be everywhere. It's just a fabulous, fun time.
The fun began right away for students, drawing pictures for their parents, choosing an activity center in the morning, and learning the routine.
For us, it's all about procedures. You know, this is the first time they're at school. You know, what do we do when we come in the room? How we wash our hands, get along with others.
And getting used to not having their parents there, something the grown-ups are going through too, as their kids begin this exciting new education adventure.
In a child's life, their education is the most important thing, you know what I mean? You put God first and then your education, you know what I mean, everything like that. So I'm happy about that he in school, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still sad, but gotta go through that.
A bittersweet beginning, but a bright school year ahead of them.
When you see the kids learning and growing and what you can do to help them learn and grow, it's the best feeling in the world.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Expanding access to high-quality preschool is part of the Cleveland Plan. Pre-4-CLE is a partnership between CMSD and other high-quality providers working to make early childhood education available to as many children in the city as possible. To learn more about these efforts, you can visit the CMSD website or pre4cle.org. From CMSD's youngest scholars to those in the middle, there are about 2,600 eighth graders in CMSD, all of them getting ready to make that transition from middle school to high school. And that can be tough without guidance. That's where you come in. CMSD's True to You Mentoring and Career Awareness Program is calling on businesses and community leaders throughout the city to help eighth graders prepare and plan for their futures. The district needs 600 volunteer mentors this year, and you could be one of them. Learn more about the program and how it's helping students, plus hear from mentors about their experience.
True to You is our 8th grade transition program for the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. We work with all 66 of our K-8 buildings. We bring in business and community members to come in and mentor the students and to facilitate a formal curriculum on personal development and career awareness. So we help the students understand who they are, what they might want to be, and then what high schools align with their interests. Stedman Graham, he has written a book that we use as part of our curriculum for the students. And so it's very important to have him come and emphasize the information that we're presenting from that book to our students. So he comes in and does a great job with that. He also motivates our mentors, which is extremely important because we want them to feel good and be pumped and amped about what they're getting ready to embark upon with the students. So he comes in and he's really a cheerleader and a champion for the program.
We want to teach them how to find out who they are. We want to be able to get them to understand the value of education and how it relates to their talents and their skills and their passions and their ability. We want to focus on leadership skills and leadership opportunities, job opportunities. All of those things are very important to building a strong community as well as building strong people inside of that community.
We have the kickoff event for the students at the zoo where mentors are welcome to attend. After the kickoff, we start our first session. So we have the 7 sessions, which are the 1 sessions on 1 Thursday a month for the 3 hours. In between that time of April and May, we have the out-of-school experience where the students go and visit both the business and the college. We encourage mentors to participate in that day if their schedule allows. After that, we come back in May and we have that big culminating event where we bring all the schools and the mentors together to celebrate the program year.
I didn't realize how much I would get out of the program. It's been extremely inspiring for me, and I see what a wonderful program it is, and I have genuinely enjoyed the experience. Every month when we come in, to see them excited to see us and to see the wheels starting to turn in their heads about what they want to do during college or during high school and beyond, it's just really been a great feeling to see that this program is actually making them think, getting those wheels turning, and they're starting to think about their futures and the kind of people that they want to be, and that's really priceless. Having an impact on kids positively affects our entire community. So this is, all of us should be in this together.
I felt like when I was in 8th grade, I had a lot of questions about what I wanted to be and what I wanted to do, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to give back and help others kind of figure that out too. I learned a lot about myself in the process too. I felt like I grew a lot of confidence. It was a good time to also reflect myself on what my vision is, what my values are and strengths. But it's also been really great to just get to know these kids and know them and really care for them, and I'm excited to see what they do when they get to high school.
We know that there are a lot of things that are happening in education that you hear about, and this is an opportunity for you to get involved. This is a great way to make an impact with a student. When you typically ask a young person, who are you? They may say, I'm a girl, I'm a boy, or I'm a student, I'm an athlete. But by the end of the year, they're able to say that I'm enterprising, cooperative, that I am caring, that I am a future thinker. So those are things that you won't typically hear an 8th grader say. So by the end of the year, to hear them say that, and to know that, okay, because of this program, I learned this in-depth information about myself. I have this new vocabulary on how to describe myself and the roles that I play and the way I want to see myself in the future is really huge. So I think the mentors can take a lot of pride in that, and the students and their parents as well.
True to You surveyed the 8th graders last year, and 97% say they feel more prepared for high school and would recommend the program to a friend. The first orientation for mentors is in mid-September. If you want to learn more or apply to be a mentor, you can call 216-236-4112. Fall sports season is here, and the Senate League teams have brand new turf athletic fields to play on thanks to the Cleveland Browns. Learn more about this gift to the district and what it means to the schools and the whole community. The Lawyers haven't had a field to call home in years.
Me growing up in this community, I've never seen players really play on this field.
This will be my 3rd year, and we've never had a football field before. I always had to go to a park or take a bus to go to a park. So this is really nice, especially for the boys and for the whole community, just to have this here. We had a senior class that graduated a few weeks ago, never had a home game. So these kids this year and the fans, they're going to have their first ever experience at a high school home game, which is very special. A lot of people take it for granted, but we're really thankful.
Thankful to the Cleveland Browns for donating and installing 5 synthetic turf athletic fields across the district. JFK's Roy Kidd Stadium, Bump Taylor Field, and Rhodes opened for the 2016 season. John Adams and John Marshall will be ready for 2017, and this marked the last groundbreaking ceremony of the bunch.
It's official! Welcome, John Marshall!
Number 5 football fields donated by the Cleveland Browns and Dee and Jimmy Haslam. This is an amazing day. We've installed 5 new community centers here in Cleveland because of the Browns. We've installed 5 new outdoor classrooms because of the Browns. We have brought high school football back to our high schools because of the Browns. This is a great day.
In May of 2016, we announced that we were going to install 5 football fields for the Cleveland Metropolitan School District through the vision of Dee and Jimmy Haslam. And today we're at the 5th groundbreaking ceremony, and it's just amazing. Just because so much has happened and so much can be accomplished, and it's about what can happen in the coming years and the lives that will change because of these fields and the memories that will be made because of the coaches that will coach the kids and the kids that will listen to the coaches and the PE teachers that will send their classes outside. It's just something so remarkable for the community.
We're actually seeing the dirt turned, and we're going to have a football field at John Marshall. It's a great homecoming. I know the stands are going to be packed. All around the field is going to be packed. And you know what? The neighborhood's going to be excited. It's the proud heritage of John Marshall. It's the Lawyers. And now the Lawyers are going to have a football field like they deserve. And they're going to be competitive, and I'm predicting within 2 years, they're going to be Senate champs. Take it to the bank.
That kind of support is exactly what the student athletes are looking forward to. Not only playing on new turf, but also their own home turf.
Our community could come out and watch us and support us. The last couple of years we haven't had nobody come out and support us. So now that we get this, it can pump us up even more, help us win more games.
It also helps them off the field in the classroom.
We know when kids are in sports and other extracurricular activities, they have higher academic success, higher GPAs, and they're on their way to graduation, and that's what it's really all about.
The Browns recognize that too and partnered with the district for the Get to School You Can Make It campaign to raise attendance, which just finished up its 2nd year. They also hosted a summer volunteer blitz at the offices in Berea, working on projects that will help students and schools across the district.
Creating special teams packages full of school supplies for next year, to assembling rocking chairs so teachers can read to students, to bookcases so kids can put their favorite books on them in their classroom and just enjoy the love of reading, to assembling the benches that are going to go on this field in the fall. So it was really a full day, and then to have our entire rookie class out here and be part of it, the memories that are going to be made, the memories that were made today.
Seeing the kids, seeing the community come together, on a one project, it's always great to do that.
The Browns rookie class talked to students about the importance of education and helped inspire them to think about their futures, but never forget where they came from.
Just great that we got a new school, we got a new field, and now we're going to have everything coming together finally. And now that I get to play on it and see generations grow up on it, and hopefully me become a coach or anything and help out and support the community, it would be nice to know that I was one of the first ones to play on the field.
There's another team at John Marshall excited to use the brand new field, the Girls Rugby Club, the first of its kind in the district. Learn more about the new Mighty Lady Lawyers rugby team and why they're not letting anyone stand in their way.
Oh, there you go, Stephanie!
Stephanie Martinez wanted to join the football team at John Marshall, and she wasn't afraid of being the only girl on the field.
I was going to be a kicker, and everyone was underestimating me.
So she turned to a different sport, one that's never been played at her school or maybe anywhere in the district and isn't even recognized by the Ohio High School Athletic Association, rugby.
I asked if I was allowed, and they said if we got a coach and girls, that we were able to do it.
That's exactly what she did, created and organized the first ever girls rugby club in CMSD.
I feel like we're representing girls' power, that we rule.
First, they had to learn the rules of rugby. None of the scholars she recruited had ever played before, and many of them had never even heard of the sport. But these student athletes were ready for the challenge.
I used to play soccer, and I knew that rugby was like a similar sport to soccer and football. And so in soccer, you can't really tackle the person, but like when I used to play soccer, I used to always be so aggressive, and like coach always yelled at me for that. But this time, I can be aggressive.
That was a good tackle.
I grew up playing football with my cousins, my older boy cousins. And at first I was skeptical because I'm like, what's rugby? Like I didn't even know what rugby is. So she's like, oh, look it up. So I looked it up and stuff, and I'm like, actually rugby sounds really good, you know? So you know, I attended a couple of the practices, and I really like it.
She doesn't just like it, she loves it. She became co-captain and earned a new nickname pretty quickly.
First we did like conditioning and drills, and we learned plays and stuff, and I was like so excited. I was telling my mom and like all my family, like come see me at my games, you know? And I really liked it. And then that's when we got to like the physical tackling part, and then that's when I was like named like the tackle machine of the group. So I was just like, okay, I'll roll with it.
Roll over like this.
Teaching them how to roll with it on the field are the coaches, Colonel Don Milliken, head coach, and the junior ROTC instructor at John Marshall, who referees rugby on the side, along with assistant coach Ilona Jurevich, an engineering teacher at the school who played rugby in college.
Boys are usually the ones that get to do physical, tough things. But you know what? They're showing girls can be physical and tough too. And they are. I mean, these girls, they're making tackles, they're taking tackles, and they're learning how to roll with a tackle. You know, a lot of boys start in third grade playing football, so they know how to get tackled, they know how to roll, they know how to get that. These girls are learning it quickly, they're catching up, and you know what? In a year or two, if any boys want to play rugby, these girls probably give them all they want.
Go into the tackle, tackle, tackle.
After our first practice, I called my mom and I told her all about the practice and how excited it was to see these girls getting excited. The strides that they have made from day one to when they didn't even know what a rugby ball looked like, they never touched it, to now they look like a rugby team, they talk like a rugby team, and they have the confidence of rugby players, which is so cool. You know, any aggressive sport is kind of seen as more of a male sport. Our girls are so proud of themselves when they get out on the field, and they're so proud of themselves when they walk through the hallways. And a lot of them are females that might not have really known each other at school before this, and it's created this sort of community and family that we didn't have before. It's just been a great experience and a great ride watching these girls learn and grow in the sport.
And have some growing pains. With no helmets, no pads, and plenty of physical contact, the girls know a new level of sore, and they're wearing those bruises like badges of honor.
I like bragging about it so much. It's so much adrenaline, and it's like, I'm like, you know, I'm tackling, I'm getting up, I'm tackling, I'm getting up, and then it's like afterwards is when you really feel all the pain and the scratches and the bruises, but when I'm on the field, it's really fun. When I was tackling one of the girls, I had lifted her and her like leg went up and she like completely cleated my whole foot down. And it's like burning my leg. And so I'm like, but that was so cool that I just got her from tackling someone. Like I want to do this all the time.
We got hit in the eye, under wrist. It's getting me stronger because I want to go into the military, so conditioning.
That conditioning is 3 practices a week, plus some scrimmages against other Northeast Ohio clubs. The Mighty Lady Lawyers are proud to be living up to their name on the field and in their school.
Don't underestimate us because we could go far in life.
1, 2, 3, Mighty Lady Lawyers!
That's all the time we have. Thanks so much for tuning in. And for more CMSD TV programming and news, you can always visit clevelandmetroschools.org/news. And to catch our live stream 24 hours a day, you can go to clevelandmetroschools.org/CMSD TV. We'll see you next time.